Matt, can I ask you a question about Kawhi Leonard? So I watched their game the other night, and it dawned on me that when Kawhi Leonard went to the bench, Greg Popovich wasn't there. And he met another coach.
Nick Nurse.
Nick Nurse.
Right? And Nurse as his coach is not the same level of coaching as Popovich. How will Leonard respond to not getting the good stuff? Because Popovich gives you the good stuff in terms of, you know, he's going to be a Hall of Fame coach.
I think he's going to bring all the stuff that Pops taught him and that whole kind of culture of the Spurs. He's going to bring that with him. And I think that by the time he gets to that bench, he's going to be processing a lot of stuff himself and saying, okay, this is what I got to do. And I think Kawhi's at that level. He's going to process a lot. But I do agree, the Popovich factor is huge. But I just believe in that kid a lot. I'm just a big fan of his, and I just think he's going to explode this year with a big year.
I thought the same thing when I watched. Exact. It was a different mannerism when he came off the bench, came off the floor. It was totally different. And that is what scares me. And what he has to be for me now is what LeBron James is. He has to go and impose Kawhi Leonard to every team now. Where before he was part of a system. As great as he was in San Antonio, it was still, man, that damn system's pretty good too. So now it's Kawhi Leonard is imposing the system around him. And he has to take a mentality that LeBron takes when he's gone to Miami, when he's come back to Cleveland, which is, I don't think he's ever done or had to do.
You guys make a great point about switching teams and going to a different environment, a different culture. And San Antonio has really been the epitome of greatness the last 20 years in the NBA. But Toronto, you know, I mean, and Nick Nurse is a first-time coach, but they had a pretty good environment there. It's not like LeBron going to the Lakers where, you know, they hadn't been in the playoffs for 3 or 4 years.
They were the #1 seed last year, yeah.
#1 seed, and LeBron's in the West now.
Right.
I think Kawhi, in his quiet way, I just think what he does, I don't care where you put him. I just feel like he's going to do what Kawhi does.
But granted,
I don't mean they can win a championship.
No, I'm saying.
But I just think in terms of getting to the conference finals in a very weak Eastern Conference, I'd give Toronto the nudge over Philly.
I think you can understand this. Like, you played for Coach K. I played for Coach Knight. None of them have ever experienced what you and I experienced.
I had one summer with you.
I don't think nobody experienced what you experienced.
I'm talking about from that type of coaching, right? And Popovich comes from that branch, that tree of coaching, right? So when you leave that type of structure, discipline, it's a different psychological adjustment that you have to go through as a player. I'm looking at Kawhi, and I'm saying what he walked out of with Popovich from a coaching standpoint. Hey, Mac, your first couple of years, you had Bill Fitch.
Yeah.
If y'all didn't have Bill Fitch them first couple of years, your first 3 years in the pros would have been a little different.
No question.
Now it got better. You know, when KC came along, you had your little feel good, right?
Yeah.
But if Fitch ain't your first coach, you know, that foundation is different for you.
There's no question.
And Popovich being his first coach, from Popovich to Nurse, hey man, that's a big difference in terms
of demeanor.
Demeanor, everything, yes.
Just forget the X's and O's. Just demeanor.
Yeah,
it's
different.
a big difference.
And I don't know how he's going to respond. And sometimes
kind of. I'm gonna be honest.
Sometimes Kawhi need a kick in the ass.
There is, and I think
sometimes you got to push that play.
They have to kiss his butt a little bit because they don't want to lose him.
Yeah.
And Popovich was like, I don't care if I lose you.
Yeah.
I'm not kissing your butt at all.
Sometimes you need a kick in the ass. Hey, Chris Bosh, sometimes you needed a kick in the ass. Sam Mitchell sometimes had to say, yo, you got to do A, B, C, D, and E.
He did it more than sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you need. So now, can Nurse do that to Kawhi?
Can he nurse that situation?
You know, to me, that's interesting to watch. I want my coach demanding the best from me, and when I'm not doing my job, can you motivate me and inspire me to do my job?
One last point on this. I just feel with Kawhi, you guys are great. You guys were great players. And you know when you play against a majority of your opponents, there's a fear. You can sense it. You can feel it. And when Kawhi goes against LeBron, when he goes against Durant, I don't sense any fear. I don't sense, like, he doesn't back down. LeBron may outplay him or Kevin Durant, but they're going to have to work for every point they get.
You know what, though?
And so to me, like, when you're wired a certain way, I know his personality is a little bit different. He's a little bit more, look, I agree. Everybody needs to be pushed.
But this is what I'm saying. And so I agree with him in this. Think about this, Grant. The only time a great player like yourself felt less confidence when you didn't feel prepared. When all of a sudden stuff is happening on the court that you weren't prepared to see, strategically, because you were good there. That's the environment that's different.
Okay, will we be saying this about LeBron?
No, this is
because LeBron's going to an environment where a coach, second-year coach, and Luke Wall. I mean, like, I know.
We are saying it about, but we're saying he has to be like LeBron.
We didn't say that when he went back to Cleveland.
No, this is.
And there was a coach who we all felt like LeBron was a winner. And
but
so
this is why we got
categories
LeBron up
of superstar.
Yeah, that's why we say it.
I'm asking.
My opening statement was he's got to be what LeBron is.